Hey everyone, it's baze.djunkiii transmitting from Hamburg, Germany, back with a new video. And well, I overslept today, so I woke up at 8:30 in the morning and instead of like 7, and I left the house at 8:55, so including like taking a shower, checking my emails, getting dressed and stuff, and managing to somehow like be half awake kind of. And when I opened the door of the flat I live in, I found this more fragile mail from the Netherlands, actually, from that guy that sent me mail like a few weeks ago, Frederik van de Velde from Rotterdam, and I guess he sent me mail before, so that name like rang a bell kind of, and yeah, I thought I could like open this in a little unboxing video for you. So I hadn't had much time like this morning, obviously, but now I'm in the mood for shooting a video and stuff, so here we go, more fragile mail from the Netherlands actually, and my blade is here. I presume I know what this is in terms of the label, but let's have a look. And yeah, other stuff happened to me this morning as well. So I was kicked out of the bus actually by a bus driver because I wasn't wearing a mask, and I told him I couldn't because I have this claustrophobia thing. But he told me he didn't believe me, and then I was kicked out and was a little late for work, but whatever. This happens kind of, and yeah, I was on the phone still trying to resolve this problem actually. So I called the office of our mayor today, and they were like, what happened, and you should get like an appointment with the doctor. And I was like, this is impossible kind of for the kind of doctor I need. And yeah, I was on the phone quite a lot, and yeah, I don't know what to do about this, but yeah, this happened. So I was kicked out of the bus, and people don't believe when you have problems. So this is or like trouble, or like some things that hinder you in doing stuff that you are supposed to do, whatever. There is a little bit of cardboard box, like protective foil and stuff, and here's an empty box actually, and my idea or assumption was right, because last time I received mail from the Netherlands, it came from that label that is this one as well, Futura Resistenza, and now they sent me another album which looks great. I hope this is suitable with the glare and stuff, and the artist is Milan Huizen. And it's the operating manual for floating in space. On the Futura Resistenza label, there is a track list, and I totally love the album's title because floating in space sounds like fun, at least when you have like enough oxygen and like enough stuff around you to protect you from the void of space, because people think space is cold, but actually temperature is just like molecules and stuff vibrating, but as there are no molecules, or not many molecules and atoms in space, because space is vast and actually it's like a vacuum of sorts, there is no actual like temperature happening. Well, there is temperature, it is pretty cold compared to Earth, but the movement of the molecules and atoms cannot excite other molecules because they are like far away and like spread apart and stuff. So therefore this operating manual for floating in space would be helpful. And I totally like this metal kind of surrounding, or like I don't know, outline of this picture. So let's dive into this. I presume this might be also music from the Dutch tape scene, maybe, or Belgian tape scene that hasn't been released on vinyl before. So previously is the word, not before. So we got more in there. So let's start with a sticker. Don't know if this is the right position or this one, but there is actually a sticker in here. Very abstract, but it's also on the record itself. So what we got here is a little artwork. There are 6 tracks on the A side and like 3 tracks on the B side. So here you go, and there is a little bit of a like inlay sheet, artwork sheet which might reveal a little more. So here is, I guess this is the artist, and she's dressed with a like kind of t-shirt that has this like logo thing on there. And these are like stage, I don't know how you call it, when you are when you have actors on stage or like one performer, and they are told what to do, like a stage script, how to move and stuff. And this is like, seems to be like music for a theater play or whatever. So here are some instructions coming with these tracks and stuff. And here's also like a text like from a person called Clementine Slime, which kind of describes the music on this. I haven't read this, so let's dive into this. Okay, the first like piece is about the setting the person like was in when she listened to that album for the first time, and this is like sitting in a like library of a like university, or of a no sitting in the in a library of a place called Feyenoord, and thinking about Elon Musk and Grimes and their baby, that kind of like X-Ash Alpha 12, whatever, this weird name thing that was floating around on the internet soon after the baby was born. And actually there's two artists involved in here, Milan Heusen and Bergward Thomas Andersen, and their operating manual for floating in space is a gorgeous, ambient and ecstatic sort of thing to listen to. Transmitted in wobbly synth, streaks of bright lights stream past my ears like I'm moving at speed. Something is building, there's a drum beat or stomping. People are clapping and then there are not. Okay, this is like very like literally descriptive, and like a text that goes through the experience of listening to the whole album, I guess. But let's stay with ambient, let's stay with wobbly synth, and let's stay with like space and space shuttle themes. And yeah, this is interesting. So we'll see what this like brings when I review this on my website nightsales.de. But it's a nice thing to get vinyl promos in, and like people like appreciating the stuff one writes about music and unboxings and all that. So here is the artwork again, Milan Heusen and Bergward Thomas Andersen, obviously. Operating manual for floating in space, and there is a little additional information down here. I hope you can see this. And they say, or it says, that is like performed and recorded in Rotterdam at Roodkapje, which is like Roodkapje maybe in German, which is the girl with the Little Red Riding Hood, I guess. So this is a venue name, I suppose. And in September 2019, so I was wrong in my assumption that this is like stuff from the tape scene of yore, but this is really like recent music, and it looks great and stuff, and I'm really looking forward to review this. So check this out when it's on my website. And yeah, further news have it that I uploaded my like Patreon blog, and I will try to update this more on a regular, because I think there should be more content, so people can like gravitate to like becoming Patreons if you want to. Patrons, I don't get this why my website is like called Patreon and the people are called patrons, and I mix this up all the time. So whatever, if you're interested in this, there is somewhere here around like a pop-up in the end card that will lead you to the Patreon page. Also down there is another video you can like watch, and for all other stuff feel free to check the description box for like websites and stuff, and leave a comment, like, subscribe, notification bell, say hello, send me a postcard, send me music, whatever, you know the score. And if you're in Hamburg and want to meet me, let me know on Twitter or Instagram or whatever, so we can sort things out. So I'm out. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'm going to see you in the next one. See you later.